talking about
Khakis.
or chinos, depending on what you call them. Did you even know that khakis and chinos are different pants? I always just assumed that khakis were a color of chinos. That is completely wrong. I'm learning so much from doing this. It turns out that khakis are pants that originated with the British military, and khaki is a Persian word which means sand or dust. It means dust. Meanwhile, chinos originated in the Spanish-American War in the Philippines with the military uniforms that were created by the Chinese, and chino is a Spanish slang for Chinese. So now I dropped some knowledge on you. And what's better, we're going to be reviewing a bunch of different chinos or khakis today. The terms have basically become interchangeable. The companies all call them either khakis or chinos. Originally, khakis were a heavier pant. They were a little looser. They were a little baggier. Chinos were a slimmer, thinner pant. Sometimes they didn't even have pockets. But today, khakis, chinos, they're really used interchangeably. So whether I call them khakis or chinos, you know what I'm talking about. But I've been in search of the perfect pair of chinos, and I've gone through so many pairs over the years that I decided I was going to go out and try to find the best pair. So this episode is going to be a little longer because I got 8 different pairs of chinos to review to figure out which are the best. So we're going to try to keep it tight. We're going to keep the reviews as concise as possible, and we're going to be starting with Target. All right, so these are the Target Goodfellow and Company chinos. They're their slim cut. They come in a few different cuts. They come in slim, straight, skinny, and athletic. These are their slim cut chinos. They are a 33, 32. Typically, I'm about a 33 waist. I'd like to be a 32, so this whole exercise taught me that I need to lose a couple lbs. But these are the Goodfellow and Company Target. Goodfellow and Company is Target's new brand. They got rid of Sedona and Mossimo, and now they're just going with this Goodfellow and Company, which their products have been pretty good. Their chinos I was actually really impressed by. They fit well, they have a good quality, and I'm going to go straight into looking at the cut, the quality, the comfort, and the cost. So the cut on these I give a 3. They fit me pretty well. They're not exactly what I would have liked. They're actually a little baggier in the bottom and a little tighter in the top than I would have wanted. Comfort I'm going to give a 4. Most of the khakis I'm reviewing are stretch. These were 98% cotton, 2% spandex, which gives the khakis a little more movement and definitely makes them more comfortable. These chinos were the khaki color, so these are chino khaki colors. Quality I'm going to give a 2. The material is a little thinner. The stitching isn't all that impressive. The hardware that makes up the khaki isn't that great. The cost, I gave it a 5. These were $22. You're not going to beat a $22 pair of chinos. So the total that they got was a 14. We'll see how that compares to the others. And now we're going to move on to Gap. All right, guys, these are the Gap Iconic Khaki Chino. These are their skinny fit. Typically, I wear a slim fit in the Gap Chino. I decided to go with the skinny fit, so I went up a little bit. I usually wear a 32-32 in the Gap. These were a 33-32, so the fit was definitely a little better. These are 98% cotton, 2% spandex. They have a nice amount of stretch to them. The feel of them is very good. You know, you expect a little bit of higher quality from Gap. As far as the cut goes, I give these a 3. These were a little longer on me, and again, these are the skinny. I don't usually wear skinny chinos. Comfort, I'm giving these a 4. These are super comfortable. Like I said, they stretch. The cotton is very soft. They feel like they're gonna last, and they were really nice to wear. I wore them for a little bit. Quality gets a 3. These are nicely made. They're just not as nice as I would have liked. When you look at the cost, I gave a 3 also. These were $60, and I actually paid the full sticker price, which I've said before you never do at the Gap. Gap always has sales. There were no sales going on that day. Well, actually, there was a sale. It was buy one, get the other 50% off. I was just going in for one pair of chinos, so I ended up paying the full $60. And at $60 for the quality, I don't think they were quite worth it, and I wasn't a big fan of the cut. And so Gap gets a total of 13. So we're going to move on to Uniqlo. All right, you know I love me some Uniqlo. I go there for all the basics. I never tried their chinos before, so I had high hopes for them. These are their beige chino pants. They're also a stretch. They're 98% cotton, 2% spandex. These were $39, which is pretty reasonable. But here's the thing about Uniqlo, which I think is a bit of a problem for me anyway. All of their lengths of their pants for men are 34, which is pretty long. Now, they offer free on-site tailoring, so if you buy a pair, you can go right in, they'll measure them, they'll tailor them for you, and you can just pick them up later, which is fine, but if you're going to the mall, you want to buy something, you want to leave with it, that creates a whole new step to the process. I'm not a big fan of it. Now, they do fit pretty well. I gave the cut a 3 though, because again, while they fit me well in the thighs and in the waist area, the length was way too long and I wasn't getting these hemmed. So I give it a 3. These were a 32-32. I tried the larger size and they were a little more baggy than I wanted them. Comfort, I give these a 4. These felt very stretchy. They really moved well. I wore these for a little while again, and they really felt almost like sweatpants. I was really comfortable in them. Quality gets a 3. Uniqlo makes an affordable chino. Everything of theirs is reasonably priced, and a lot of times it's reasonably priced because they cut down on the quality a little bit. The cotton of the pants was a little thin. I didn't really like it. Some of the other khakis have more detailing on the inside. The Uniqlos, they keep it very simple. There's no detailing. So I wasn't really impressed with the quality. Cost, I gave that a 3 as well. $39.99. It's not expensive. It's a decent price for a decent pair of pants, and if they fit you well, it could be worth it. But for me, I didn't like the cut that much, and the quality was a little off. So $39.99 seemed a little much, so I gave that a 3. Uniqlo got a total of 11. And now from Uniqlo, we're moving on to one of the fan favorites, J.Crew. All right, guys, so these are the J.Crew 484 chinos. They do have some stretch to them. The 484 is their slimmest cut. Their 770 used to be their slim cut. Now the 484 is the slim, and the 770 is the straight. I don't know why they moved it around. The J.Crew chinos do feel very substantial. The cotton is a little heavier, which you would expect because they're a little more expensive. It definitely has a higher level feel than the others. There's a bit of a sheen on the khakis, which I thought was a little weird, a little shine on them. I wasn't a big fan of that. These are the faded chino. That's the color that they're called. It's amazing that all of these are basically the same color and they have completely different names for their colors. The cut, I give these a 4. These fit me very well. I like the slim cut of these. They weren't too slim, they weren't too tight. Sometimes a problem I have if the pants are a little too tight, because my thighs are a little bit bigger, you start to see the outline of the pocket inside, which you don't really want. It doesn't look very nice, and it ruins the look of the front of the pant. So these fit very well. Comfort, also, these are super comfortable. They have the stretch. I think they're 98% cotton, 2% elastine, which is basically spandex. And they do feel very good. I wore these around, and I really liked how they felt and moved. The quality is a 4. They have a lot of nice little touches inside. The pockets are lined. It's just a very nice looking pant all around. It's exactly what you would expect from J.Crew for the price. And the price was $68, which that's definitely at the higher end of all the chinos that I've tried. So nearly $70 for this pair of chinos. So I gave that a 2. That's a lot of money for a pair of chinos. And you really have to think, how much is it worth paying that much money for a pair of chinos? You're probably not gonna keep these for all that long. Maybe they'll last you 3-4 years. So if it's something you're not keeping that long, if you pay $40-50 maybe, but when you get up to $70, is it really worth it? So total on the J.Crew chino, which is a 15, which is the highest so far. I wasn't surprised, but I think the next few are really gonna surprise you. All right. These are the JCrew Factory Driggs in British khaki. Now, I wanted to do this because a lot of people wonder what's the difference between the JCrew store and the JCrew Factory store, because their products are different. The factory stores used to be where you would either get last season's clothes or something that was a little irregular. Now they actually make their own line of clothes. So the question always is the factory that much worse? Or is the actual store that much better, and is it worth it to spend the extra money? So I wanted to try the J.Crew Factory. Again, these are the Driggs. The Driggs is their slimmer cut pant. They have Driggs and the Stanton. So I went with the slimmer cut. These were 33-32 in the British khaki, and I got to tell you, I was really surprised. Yes, the material is a little bit thinner, and yes, the detailing wasn't quite as extensive as it was on the J.Crew chinos, but I really think it's worth it because these pants only cost $30. They were $60, but everything's always on sale at the factory stores. It was 50% off, so I got these for only $30. And I gotta say, the difference between these and the J.Crew proper store, it's not worth the $40. These, I really like the way these fit. I gave these on cut, I gave them a 4. The slimness was perfect. There's no stretch in these, unlike the other J.Crew, the J.Crew proper khakis. The factory, these specifically Chinos didn't have any stretch. They do have a set of khakis that do have stretch. I wasn't able to find those. That's a problem with the factory store. Sometimes it's kind of hard to sort through. And if you live near a really popular factory outlet, it was packed. So I just grabbed what I could and ran with it. So these didn't have any stretch. Comfort, I give these a 5 for not having stretch. They do move really well. They sit perfectly. They weren't too tight. They really were the Goldilocks so far. As far as the quality goes, I give it a 4. Again, these have some of the nice touches that you got from the J.Crew proper store, not all of them, but for the cost, for only $30, you're really not gonna beat that. So cost $30, I gave that a 4. That's a great price for this quality of pant. For a total of 17, that's the highest so far. I was really surprised by how much I liked the J.Crew Factory Chinos. So I there's a few more. I don't know how they're going to be able to stand up to these. So this is a little different. I went to Amazon to try out their Chinos. Amazon has their own clothing brand called Goodthreads. They sell a lot of the basics. They sell some great looking button downs. They sell a lot of pants. They sell golf shirts, t-shirts, sweatshirts, sweatpants. So I wanted to give their Chinos a try. Their Chinos were also $30. That's the flat fee for them, and if you have Prime, they ship for free. So I use the Amazon wardrobe program, which allows you to order 3 pieces of clothing. It doesn't charge you until you send whatever you don't want back, and then it just charges you for what you keep, if you keep anything. So I got a couple different sizes. These are the 33 32s. These are 97% cotton, 3% spandex, but I gotta tell you, these are super stretchy. These are almost bordering on leggings, but I kind of like it. I kind of get why women are always wearing those leggings, because these are really, really comfortable. And I'm very impressed with the quality of these. These are the softest pants of all of them. They're very comfortable. They do have some nice touches on the inside. They have this red strip that goes around the inside. The pockets are lined. They have the little coin pocket. I really like the coin pocket on khakis. I don't know why that's a thing for me. And they fit me perfectly. The thighs are a little bit tight, and you can see the outline of the pocket a little bit, but I think that will probably go away as you move and as the pants stretch out a little bit. The length is perfect, and I just really, really like these. So for the cut, I gave these a 4. It would have been a 5 if it wasn't so tight on the thighs, and again, my thighs are a little bit bigger, so I can't blame the company on that. Comfort, I gave these a 5. Again, ladies, I get why you're always wearing those yoga pants. These are probably as close to khaki yoga pants as you're gonna get, and I would wear these to sleep if I could. Quality, I'm gonna give these a 3. The material isn't quite as thick as some of the others, but it still feels good. It feels durable. I have a feeling these will hold up pretty well over time, but I'm probably gonna have to keep these to test them out. And cost, 4. $30, same price as the J.Crew Factory, but this is $30 all the time. You go online, if you have Prime, $30. You get them in 2 days, no brainer. So the total was a 16. That comes just under J.Crew Factory, which I obviously really, really liked. So I really, really like these. I have a feeling I might be keeping these over the J.Crew Factory just because there's something a little different, and I want to see how they hold up, and maybe I'll come back in a few months and give a review of a long-term update. So now we're going to move on to Ralph Lauren Polo. All right. So I ended up going to Macy's. I wanted to get something that was a little more expensive, a little more high-end, so I went with the Ralph Lauren Polo Chinos. So I went with their Slim Chino. These are 100% cotton, and I figured Ralph Lauren Polo, these were $85. These were going to be great, and they were not, for me anyway. The cut, I'm giving these a 2. As you can see, they're kind of baggy. I wouldn't even call these slim, and I'm not sure why they do. I had to get these in a 34, which screw you, Ralph Lauren. You might be right, but you don't have to rub it in my face. So these were 34, 32. They fit me a little baggier than I liked. They just weren't close to the fit I would expect for an $85 pair of khakis, and I paid that full $85. Comfort, I give them a 4. Again, they're a little big. They sat on me well, they weren't tight, they moved well, they were very soft cotton, but they're also that very durable feeling thick cotton. Quality, gotta give these a 5. The details inside were really nice, the stitching was nice, again, the feel of the cotton, very thick, very heavy, very substantial. You can't go wrong with the quality of Ralph Lauren Polo. For the $85, you're definitely getting a quality pant if it fits right. And cost, big 2. For $85, I better get something that fits me perfectly and that I love and I'm gonna wear all the time. I don't even want to keep these. I wish they would fit better because again, the quality is so great, but I was just disappointed with these. So let's see if our last entrant can compete with the others. All right, I had to go with one of the old staples, Dockers. Dockers aren't considered the most stylish of pants, but they are a workhorse. They've been around forever. They're actually owned by Levi's. Levi's makes a good product. Dockers, a lot of men have them in their wardrobe. They have a lot of different types of khakis. These are stretch alpha khaki in slim taper. So I was expecting a real slim, fitted khaki, and as you can see, they're really not. They're a little baggier. The material feels, I don't know if it's cheap or it's just very stiff. It wasn't very comfortable. I didn't really like it. I gave these a 2. These are not what I would consider slim, and they weren't what I would wear, so I'm not impressed with the cut of them. Comfort, they also get a 2. The material is very stiff. The stretch wasn't as great as some of the other pants, and they just didn't feel good on. Quality, I will give these a 4. While the material wasn't as comfortable or as nice, these were put together really well. The hardware was nice. They were the only pant that had a metal button. The zipper felt very substantial. They did have some nice detailing inside. The stitching looks good. So they definitely get a high rating for quality. And cost, I gotta give these a 2. These were $68 and I paid the full $68. Now Macy's always has sales, so you probably wouldn't pay the $68, but for me, $68 for these chinos just was a no-go. So the total for the Dockers, I'm sorry, Dockers, you got a 10. They were the low man on the totem pole, but I wasn't surprised. I was really very unimpressed with them. All right, guys, so that's it. Went through 8 pairs of chinos, ranked them all, gave them scores, and the winner, surprisingly, is J.Crew Factory with a 17. That is a real surprise to me, considering they were third or a half the cost of some of the what you would consider the much better brands. But I was really impressed with the cut, the comfort, the quality, and the cost of them. I really think you should give the J.Crew Factory khakis a chance. And if not, check out the Amazon Good Threads. I think I'm going to end up keeping those because, again, I want to see how they hold up. And I really liked the cut of them. I might even like the cut of them a little more than the J.Crew, so we'll see how that goes. And plus, like I said, I've always wanted to wear some yoga pants. All right, guys, so thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope it was helpful to you. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you thought looked best and what your preferred brand of khaki is. I realize I don't get to try them all, but these 8, I think, ate up enough time. So we're going to keep this going. I'm not exactly sure what we're going to be reviewing next time. I think it might be Oxford shirts. We'll see. But the Oxford button-down is a staple. Everyone should have a white Oxford button-down. So I might be checking them out next time. I'm not sure. But again, for The Style is Real, I'm Kevin Israel, and stay stylish.